What is going on, traders? Hope everyone enjoyed their 4th of July weekend. I most certainly did, but it is time for us to lock back in because we got money to make. So before we start, like, subscribe, comment your thoughts below. Let's get into the video. So in our last video, we talked about how we should be careful trading within this range. Let's go to the ES actually. And so one thing we saw Friday, in case you didn't know, the futures market was open on Friday. One thing we did see on Friday is that we rejected this exact trend that I was talking about, right? And it's not to say that we're going to be bearish or we're going to crash towards the downside. It's just more so to reiterate what I was saying in the last video, which is to be cautious every time you get within the range of this trend line here. Now, for those of you who are new to the channel and don't know what I'm talking about, every time within the past, right, we've hit this trend line. We either hit this trend line or we break slightly above it, and then we end up rejecting back towards the downside. Now, keep in mind, this is the weekly time frame, right? So here, for example, we rejected the trend line, we broke down. Here, we broke above the trend line, but then we ended up consolidating within this range, and then eventually we broke down. Same thing happened here, right, where we ended up forming a double top, right? We broke above the trend line, we consolidated for a few weeks to a few months, right? And then eventually we got tariff news, we broke below the neckline at 5,800, and then you know what happens next. And now we're back within this range all over again. Now, it's not to say, again, it's not to say that we're going to reject from here. We can easily break above this, maybe consolidate. And if we do consolidate, that will give you some type of idea on what's to come, maybe sometime in August, maybe sometime in September, where historically August and September are bearish months. August, not so much. August is like half and half, but September is more so often a bearish month than not. So if we do consolidate within this range, again, be careful and be prepared for what's potentially to come. Crazy enough, August 1st is when we are supposed to get more tariff news, so we'll see what happens there. Now, is that to say that you shouldn't trade the upside? Well, I do believe that there is potential for more upside. I hope I made this clear in the last video. I know a lot of you are just read thumbnails and don't actually listen to the video, but I did say that SPY, ES, everything does have potential to see more upside. We'll talk about that in a bit. But for now, again, like I said, you want to be cautious. You want to take profit when you can. Me personally, I take profit between 20-40%, and then I leave runners for either a break even or more profit, right? Maybe 60-80% for my runners. But ultimately, I like to take profit between 20 and 40%. You do what you want. So that's what I'm looking at when it comes to the overall market. Basically, be cautious every time the ES gets within this range. Now, let's get more detailed, right? Let's look at the SPY and triple Qs and look at exactly what targets we're looking for here. So if we look at the SPY, we're looking at the weekly time frame. Like I said in the last video, you have a little bit more space to 630, and I do believe we're going to see that move towards 630 on the SPY. But again, when you go to the daily time frame, once we get within the range, like I said in the last video, once you get within the range between 630 and 635, you want to be careful, guys. You want to be careful, okay? Can we consolidate here? Sure. Can we break a little bit higher? Sure. But ultimately, regardless, you want to be careful within this range between 630 and 635. Like I said on the ES, like I showed you guys on the ES, every time we hit this trend line, we end up rejecting, okay? We end up rejecting. So you see it here. You rejected here. You rejected here multiple times. Like I said on ES, you formed this double top. You had your neckline at around 575. You ended up getting that tariff news. You broke below the 200 MA, and then boom. All right. So it's not I'm not saying be overthink this or anything like that, and I'm going to give you guys a reason why in a bit, but just be careful here. Take profit when you can. All right, do not marry the idea that we're going to continue to see more upside. Do we have a little bit more space towards the upside? Yes. Does that mean it has to happen? No. Okay, so want to make that clear. So between 630, 635, me personally, you do what you want. I'm going to be cautious. All right. I'm going to be looking to take profit when I can every time we get within this range, or if we get within that range. Triple Qs, pretty much the same thing. Triple Qs, you have a little bit more space towards the upside here. If we go to the daily time frame, you do have a little bit more space. There is potential to see a move towards 570. Now, me personally, I'm simply going to be looking for a move to 560. Between 560 and 565 is where I'm looking to be cautious. That's if and only if, keyword is if, we get within that range. Can we reject from here? Sure. Does it look like we're going to reject from here? Not yet. Okay, there's no signs of that happening. So again, if you look at the Qs, if you look at the SPY, you do have a lot of space, or a decent amount of space towards the upside, where you can see a move as high as 570 on the triple Qs, and a move as high as about 635. Maybe if we're being greedy, maybe if we're being optimistic, 640 on the SPY. All right, so hopefully that all makes sense. Now, something I want you guys to pay attention to, and this is mainly what I'm going to be paying attention to in order for me to determine whether the market is going to turn bearish or flip over or not, right? Semiconductors, right? We talked about this in the past. semiconductors are going to lead the way, in my opinion. Semiconductors are going to tell you everything you need to know. So I'm not going to be focused too hard on the ES, NQ, SPY, triple Qs. I'm going to be more so focused on SMH, SOXX, NVIDIA, so on and so forth. And like I've been saying, I do believe NVIDIA does have the potential to see 170. My first target was about 160. I do believe that there is more potential to see a move towards 170. You see here, we rejected here, rejection here, and then got pretty close, rejection here. And so there is more space towards the upside where we can see a move all the way towards 170. Not only that, but NVIDIA closed above a key level, which was 159. So as long as NVIDIA can hold 159, 160 psych level, there is potential to see more upside, and we open up the floodgates towards 170. So this is the main thing that I'm going to be paying attention to. All right. Now, what are your key levels to focus on when it comes to potential downside, or to determine that the market is going to flip over and we're going to start being bearish? I think it goes without saying, 150 psych level, 149. All right. If you break below that, that's when it's time to be concerned. All right. Until that happens, I believe the floodgates remain open towards 170. All right. But as long as NVIDIA stays above 150, 149, more or less, I think you have potential to see more upside, and I don't think there's concern to be bearish or full-blown bearish. All right. Same thing with SMH. All right. Same thing with SMH. So SMH, as long as SMH holds, what was it? I believe it's 280, 279, more or less, you have potential to see more upside. In fact, 283 is your key level. You managed to close above 283. Now, me personally, this is not a very convincing close, right? This is a doji, right? It looks like some type of reversal pattern. I can't say for certain, but it's very much possible, you can reject from here. So again, as long as NVIDIA holds 150, as long as SMH holds 280, I think you're fine to be bullish. Okay, I do. I don't think you should be afraid to trade the upside. I'm just saying, be cautious and take profit when you can. All right, because this market can flip at any moment. Not only that, but we're supposedly having news July 9th on tariffs. We'll see. All right, but this can easily turn into an evening star pattern. Doesn't necessarily mean we're gonna just break completely down and just no, it doesn't mean that, right? So we can easily just do this, bounce off 279, 280 more or less, and just continue back towards the upside. So not only that, when you're looking at the monthly time frames here, 283 was your most previous high when it comes to the monthly time frame, and we closed above that key level. So it's very much possible that we continue to see more highs when it comes to SMH and NVIDIA. All right, so that is what I'm going to be paying attention to more than anything. So if ES is dumping, right, hopefully this is all making sense. If ES is dumping, if SPY is dumping, if triple Qs is dumping, if NQ is dumping, right, as long as NVIDIA is holding 150 more than anything, I'm not buying the downside. All right, I'm just not. I'm not convinced that the downside is in, or we're going to flip bearish or anything like that. Until NVIDIA gets below 150, 149 more or less, that's when I'm going to be concerned, and that's when I'm probably going to start, being a little bit more bearish. But until that happens, I'm more so about 30, 70, leaning 30% bearish and 70% bullish. And once NVIDIA, gets below 150, then we can start, adding more to our percentage here. So when you're looking back at NVIDIA, right, 170, right? So 170 is very much possible here. So that's going to be another, once we hit that target, that's when I'm going to be more so 50-50, right? When it comes to, or if we hit this target, I'm going to be more so 50-50 when it comes to flipping bearish, right? Because, we rejected here multiple times. So I do imagine there's going to be a world where if we hit 170, that's when we should start being cautious, or at least I should start being cautious. And then I'm going to be more so 50-50. I want to see where the market's going to do, where the market's going to go, what it's going to do from that point on. All right. If and only if NVIDIA hits 170. So targets I'm looking for when it comes to upside, as long as NVIDIA stays above 150, I think there's potential to see 170. 159 is your most previous level. If NVIDIA gets below 150, then again, we're going to be looking for some more downside at that point. Okay. SOXX. So SOXX, I mean, looks amazing. Like, it looks amazing. And this is why I want you guys to really pay attention to semiconductor space, because SOXX still has a gap to fill all the way at the 260s, or 258, 260 more or less, right? Not only that, but when you look at the daily time frame, I mean, you've broken above this trend line here, right? You rejected here, you mounted the trend line, right? We zoom in. It's crazy how this stuff works. It's so crazy how clean this stuff is, right? You broke above the trend line. You rejected here. You bounced off of here. You bounced off of it here. I mean, it doesn't get cleaner than that, right? And so we can easily, again, you're seeing the same type of pattern that we saw in SMH where we can easily do this. But again, I'm not convinced. I won't be convinced until Nvidia gets below 150. So even if we do this, right, I still think there's potential for more upside. And again, if you look at SOXX and you get a closer look, you have a gap to fill all the way at in the 250s, right? Between 255, 253, 255, and highs you're looking at is about 258. So I do believe there's more potential for upside when it comes to the semiconductor space. And obviously, if the semiconductor space is going to pump towards the upside, then obviously it's going to carry at least that minimum the tech sector with it. So that is what I'm going to be paying attention to, guys. I'm not going to be really focused on anything else in regards to being bearish or bullish, right? I'm going to be focused on the semiconductor space, Nvidia, SOXX, SMH. I don't care for whether AMD is bearish or not, or anything like that. I care about the big names, okay? So that's what I'm going to be focused on, all right? So if somebody's going to tag me and be like, oh, the SPY is dumping, I'm just going to simply tell you, well, what is Nvidia doing? What is SMH doing? What is SOXX doing? That's what I'm going to be caring about because those are the leaders of the tech sector. All right, so hopefully I got my point across there. So I want to talk about a specific stock here is Tesla. So a lot of people are being bearish on Tesla. I don't think that's the case right now. As crazy as it sounds, like everyone's being bearish on Tesla, and I get it. Elon Musk is back on his political BS. I get that. I understand that. But Tesla is still above the 200-day MA. Now, I don't know where it is after hours. I haven't checked, but it's still above the 200-day MA. In fact, it closed above the 200-day MA. So there's not necessarily a reason to be full-blown bearish on Tesla. Not only that, but when you look at the monthly time frame on Tesla here, 300, right? As long as Tesla stays above 300, again, I don't see a reason to be bearish on this thing. A lot of people in my Discord are trying to short this thing, right? Rejection here, multiple times, rejection here, right? Rejection here. I mean, you can even call this a rejection, but ultimately, as long as Tesla stays above this monthly level of 300, 299 more or less, there's potential for more upside, and you can see more upside. So your key level here is about 317. If Tesla can get above 317, the floodgates are open towards the 370s. All right, 350s minimum, 370. But again, you're above the 200-day MA. There's no reason to be bearish on Tesla. I don't care what Elon Musk is saying. Until the charts show me different, I don't have a reason to be bearish. You look at the weekly time frame, you're above the 200 weekly MA as well. You closed above this. Now, again, I don't know what Tesla's doing after hours, so, take what I say with a grain of salt. But right now, Tesla is above the 200-day MA. It's above the 200 weekly MA. If you look at the monthly time frame, I guess you can argue that it's slightly, not convincingly above the 200 MA, but regardless, all signs point bullish for Tesla right now. I don't see a reason to be bearish right now. That's just me. I'm looking at the charts, guys. I'm not caring about what Elon Musk is saying or what he's, all that political BS he's talking about. The charts are showing me that Tesla is still showing bullish. Okay. Now, I'm sure that's hard to believe, but if Tesla can get above 317, if you want to play it safe, like really safe, 320, I think 350 is on the table. I think 370 is on the table. I genuinely do. Okay. I think you can head towards these guys right here, right? You can do something like this, and then boom. Okay, then we'll see what happens from there. But for now, I don't see it. I mean, a lot of Discord members are trying to be bearish on Tesla, trying to short this thing. But until it gets below the 200-day MA, and even if it gets below the 200-day MA, I'm not convinced until it gets back below 300, 299 more or less. Okay, again, in case you didn't catch it, monthly time frame. Just look at the monthly time frame, guys. Rejection here, multiple bearish wicks here, rejection here. Why are we, why are you bearish on Tesla right now? Okay, so maybe something happens after hours, maybe Tesla dumps after hours, I don't know, but for now, I personally will be looking for upside on this thing. That's just me. Okay, you guys let me know what you think in the comments below. And that's pretty much the video. July 4th, you guys just went crazy with the discount codes, right? Lifetime access, that's all we got left, right? Everybody, all the slots for the monthly access, the monthly discount code, the 50% off code, they've been taken. They're gone, guys. I'm sorry. Okay. Tomorrow was the last day, but they took up all the slots for that. There's only lifetime access left. If you want to take advantage of the lifetime access codes, the code is Titan. You'll get 30% Titans. Sorry. You'll get 30% off the lifetime access. But other than that, everything's back to normal, guys. So tomorrow will be the last day. I think it's like 10 spots left for the lifetime access, which is surprising. I didn't think so many people would take advantage of that because I know that's pretty expensive for the average person. But I do appreciate you guys. You guys absolutely went crazy on that. I'm probably not gonna do that again until like the end of the year, maybe Christmas or something. You guys know how I feel about discounts and free trials. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What you think about Tesla? What you think about semiconductors? Do you think, I should be more bearish, right? Am I a little bit too bullish, right? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think about Nvidia heading to 170. Is that possible, right? Do you think that we're going to continue to head higher? Just give me you guys thoughts. I really love to see what you guys say in the comments below. I've noticed I responded a lot less to you guys, but it's nothing personal. It's just I don't know. But other than that, until the next video, traders, have a good one.